I'm teacher Mingwei from Kangaroo Study, and today on our P3 Road to GP Math, we are going to look at a very common word problem in GP Math. That is sum multiple word problem. Now every year on average, there will be 3 to 5 questions about sum multiple word problem. And it is a very important basic concept for future topics like percentages and ratios. So let's dive right into it. First, let's read the question. There were 400 passengers on two ships A and B. After arriving at a certain place, 64 people went down from ship A and 30 people got on ship B. Now at this time, the number of passengers on ship A is exactly 5 times that of ship B. How many passengers were there on each ship originally? Now how should we approach this problem? That's 400, there's also changes and also 5 times. So complicated. Now let's first look at a very simple question. Now, panda is 3 times my weight. And the total of our weight is 240 kg. Find panda's weight and my weight. So we can see that we have 3 times. What does 3 times mean? What relationship can we think of? Now, if I am 1 kg, how heavy is panda? 3 kg. If I am 2, how heavy is panda? 6. You're right. So this means that this is a multiple relationship. Then we see that we also have total. What relationship is this? Yes, it is the sum relationship. Now we have a sum and multiple relationship. What should we do? What method should we use? Yes, for those of you who know, we should draw a model. And for those of you who don't know, never mind. I will guide you through on how to draw a model. First, who should we draw first? Me or panda? Yes, you're right. We should draw me first. And panda, the straight line. Now, if I have 1 part, how many parts does panda have? Yes, panda have 3 parts. Now, this is the reason why we should draw me first. We should always draw the smaller one first. Then it will be easy to draw the bigger one. I just have to multiply by 3. So, what is the sum of 1, 2, 3, 4 parts? Yes, the sum is 240 kg. Now, one question. 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 parts, are they the same? Yes, they are the same. So, if we have 4 same parts and the total is 240 kg, how can we find 1 part? Yes, we take 240 divided by 4. What's the answer? Yes, it is 60 kg. Now, whose weight is this? Me or panda? Yes, it is my weight. I have only 1 part. So, this will be my weight. Now, since we found that my weight is 60, this means that, we can put 60 here. Then because all of these parts are the same, we can put 60 all here. Perfect. So, how can we find panda's weight? Yes, we take 60 multiplied by 3. What's the answer? Yes, 180 kg. So here we use the multiple method to find panda's weight. 60 multiplied by 3. Now, can we use another method to find panda's weight? In this question, we have 2 relationships, multiple and sum. Can we use the sum to find panda's weight? Yes! Wow! Some students who are very fast have found that we can use the sum minus my weight. And then we can get panda's weight. So we take 240 minus 60 and we get 180 kg as well. So we have found panda's weight and my weight. Now let's make a very quick summary of our problem. First, we see that we have multiple relationship and sum. So this is a sum multiple problem. What method should we use? Yes, we should draw a model. And when we draw a model, here, I have 1 part. Panda has 3 parts. Where did this 3 part comes from? It comes from 3 times. So we have to draw from multiple. Very important. And now, since 1, 2, 3, 4, all of these parts, are they the same? They are. So we can name this 1 part as 1 unit. So it's easier for us to describe and count. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 units here. And the total of these 4 units is 240 kg. So how do we find 1 unit? Yes, we take the sum divided by the total number of units. So we find 1 unit from the sum. And then to find panda's weight, we can use multiple relationship or sum relationship. Okay, now let's move on to our question. Now we see that, we have 400 passengers on 2 ships. So this is sum. Then after some changes in the passengers and The number of passengers on ship A is exactly 5 times. We have multiple and some. What should we do? Yes, we should draw a model. And now, who should we draw first? A or B? Yes, we should draw B first. Very good, you still remember. So we can draw B, A, and a straight line. So if B have 1 unit, how many units does A have? Perfect, it is 5 units. Now, what's the sum? Is it 400? Oh, now let's see. Here, we know that at first, there were 400 passengers on the ships. And after arriving at a certain place, 64 people went down and 30 people got on. And then after this change, the number of passengers on ship A is 5 times that of ship B. This means that we have 2 time periods, before and after. Before, after. So, one question. Number of passengers on ship A is exactly 5 times that of ship B. This happens before or after the change? Yes, you're right. It happens after the change. So here, now, one question. There were 400 passengers. Is this before or after? It is before. Yes. So this means that the A is 5 times B. The sum is not 400. Now, how can we find the sum after the change? Now, we know that there will be a change. 64 people went down, so the number decreased, and 30 people got on. So the number of passengers increases again. So how can we find the total sum after the change? Yes, exactly. We can take 400 minus the people went down, so minus 64. Then plus the people got on, so plus 30. So 400 minus 64 plus 30, and we can get 366. Very good. So we have found the sum of the number of passengers when the number of passengers on ship A is 5 times that of ship B. So let's move here. We know that this is not 400. This is 366 passengers. So how we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How can we find 1 unit? Perfect. We take say 136 divided by 6. And the answer is 61. Perfect. Whose passenger is this? A or B? Yes, it is B. And we found B's number of passengers. So we know that this will be 61. And all of these are the same. So bam, we can have all 61s here. So how do we find passengers in A? Yes, we can use 61 times 5 to get 305 passengers. Now, we use the multiple method to find the number of passengers in A. What is another method that we can find passengers in A? Yes, we use the sum. So 366 minus 61, and we can get also 305 passengers. Perfect! But is that what the question wants? Let's see here. How many passengers were there on each ship originally? This means that the question wants us to find the number of passengers in ship A and B before or after. Yes, it is before. But the number of passengers we find here, is this before or after? It is after. So, we need to find the before passengers in ship A and B. We know that we already have A is 61 after. Now we want to find the number of passengers in A before. We know that there is a change. 64 people went down from A. And then we are left with 61 passengers. One question. Number of passengers in A before, is this more or less than the after? Yes, it is. It should be more. Because then 64 people went down, then it decreased to 61. So what should we do here? Yes, we should take 61 plus 64. And what's the answer? Yes, it is 125 passengers. Similarly, we want to find the number of passengers before in ship B. We know that after, we have 305 passengers. And the change is that 30 people got on B. So the previous number here, before, number of passengers in B, is it more or less? Yes, it should be less. Less people and then got on. So it will become 305. So what should we do? Yes, we take 305 minus 30. And we get 275. Perfect. And now we have found the correct answer. Now let's check. We know that there are sum of 400. So let's add 135 added by 275. What do we get? 25 plus 75 is 100. 100 plus 200 is 300. So 300 plus 100 will be 400, and that is correct. This means that our answer is right. So let's do a very quick summary here. Now we know that we have 400 passengers, sum, and 5 times multiple. So this will be a sum multiple problem. What method should we use? Yes, draw model. And when we draw model, what should we draw from? Yes, we should draw from the multiple first. Very important. And now, how should we find one unit? Perfect, we find from the sum. We take the sum divided by the total number of units. Now, here, when the number of passengers on ship A is actually 5 times, the sum, is it 400? It's not. It's not 400. 400 is before. This means that we have to make sure that we find the sum of the number of passengers on ship A when it is 5 times that of ship B. So you have to find the sum of A and B correctly. Find and use the corresponding sum and multiple. We cannot use this 5 times then the sum is 400. No. We must find the correct sum after the change. So that is a summary of this question. And here we have a practice question. Feel free to try and feel free to type down the answers in the comment section down below. And if you have any answers, I can answer your doubt in this left QR code. Just get it. And you can ask me for any questions. And on our right, please join our 2026 P3 study group. There will be study resources about GEP and worksheets available from time to time. That will be the end of this video. Thank you everyone for listening. I'm Teacher Mingwei from Kangaroo Study signing off. Bye bye!